Welcome back. I found this hedge trimmer in the trash the other day. The cord had been chopped off, and it also looks like a couple of the screws are missing, so someone might have been in here before. Let's get some test leads with these insulated alligator clips and hook it to power to see what it does. By the way, I do not recommend doing this, since there is open 230 volts, which can damage humans. But yeah, it seems to work just fine. There's also no funny smells or noises. That's good. Let's take it apart to see if there's any other damage that we can see on the inside. I did quickly look over the cutting bar and the teeth, but they all looked fine and reasonably sharp. I got these extra long Torx screwdrivers straight from China recently, and they are fantastic for opening all kinds of consumer products. Sometimes you need a long and skinny tool to reach into deep holes. In this case, a regular screwdriver would have been fine, but I just happen to have this one handy. The inside looks fine. There's still enough grease in the mechanism down here, and the motor seems to spin freely. I'm popping out the brushes to see how much life they have left on them, and they are worn, but there's still some life left to them, so they will be fine for a couple more hedges. It looks like the machine originally came with a 1mm squared cord. In my stash, I could only find this 0.75mm squared cord, so that's a smaller gauge. I'm still going to use it since it's almost the same. The wires are very short, and if they were to ever get warm, you would notice it while cutting your hedge. So it's not ideal, but it's not going to be like plugged in when nobody's using it. Or even if it were, it wouldn't be running then, so I think it's fine. I also want to mention that I'm not going to sell this thing to anyone, but I still don't recommend doing this. You can get the correct wire for a couple of bucks online. I just didn't want to wait for the shipping and all that. Okay, let's put it back together. And it does absolutely nothing. I was a little annoyed about that, so I turned off the camera, took all the screws back out, and found that the mechanism that makes sure you have both hands on the machine had slipped and needed to be adjusted by like one tooth. So I put it all back together, and let's see if it works now. And it does. So that's all good. Has the cord with the appropriate length, so you can't cut this cord off with your hedge trimmer. You would cut the extension cord off, which would be easier to replace. That's why these cords are always so short, by the way. And the only problem that remains is that I don't actually have a hedge. So I'll be back when I have one. Bye!